Let me share a quiet truth about what truly pulls women closer during first conversations. Most men never fully grasp it. It is not about height, wealth, or movie star looks. It is not about flashy clothes or clever lines. The real influence lives inside the words you choose early on. Small phrases shape emotion. Emotion shapes attraction, and attraction grows from how she feels, not what she sees. Right now, many men stay trapped in forgettable conversations that fade the moment they end. Meanwhile, a few men use simple language that makes a woman lean forward, smile longer, and replay the exchange later. The difference is not talent, it is psychology in motion. After observing countless real interactions, a pattern becomes clear. Certain words activate curiosity, comfort, and emotional attention almost instantly. These patterns are not complicated tricks. They are human responses that repeat across cultures and personalities. When used naturally, they help conversations feel alive. They create a sense of rhythm. One phrase sparks curiosity. Another builds emotional safety. The third adds intrigue. Together they form a quiet framework that encourages attraction without pressure. You can use them today. No rehearsing, no acting, just awareness and intention. Imagine the moment when dull small talk suddenly transforms into energy. Her eyes brighten, her shoulders relax, silence feels comfortable instead of awkward. That shift is not random. It is the brain responding to emotional signals. Attraction often begins in microconsongs. Words guide that process. When chosen with care, they act like switches, turning attention fully toward you. For years, I studied how conversations rise or collapse. The biggest mistake men make is chasing impressive sentences instead of meaningful emotion. They try to sound smart. They try to perform. But attraction is not impressed by performance. It responds to emotional safety. When a woman feels understood and seen, her guard softens. That is when connection begins. These phrases work because they bypass logic and speak directly to feeling. They are not pickup lines. They are communication shortcuts rooted in psychology. They follow timeless social principles that existed long before modern dating advice. People remember how you make them feel. They rarely remember exact words, but emotional memory lasts. It attaches your presence to a positive internal experience. The first phrase activates curiosity. Curiosity is one of the strongest forces in human attention. When the brain senses an unfinished idea, it searches for closure. That tension is natural. It is not manipulation. It is how storytelling works. A paused thought invites engagement. The listener leans in, she wants to complete the pattern. Use it when she shares something personal, a hobby, a memory, a story. Respond casually with a half. Say something like, "You remind me of someone." Actually, never mind. Do not stare. Do not emphasize it. Let it pass as if the idea slipped away. The key is lightness. Her mind will circle back. Curiosity quietly grows. She may ask later. She may look at you differently. When she finally requests the answer, you reveal a thoughtful observation about her personality, not her looks, her presence, her tone, her mindset. This turns small talk into meaning. She feels recognized beyond the surface. The power lies in restraint. You are not withholding to control. You are creating space for interest to develop. Attraction thrives in space. When every thought is explained instantly, there is no tension, no mystery. A gentle pause allows imagination to participate. And imagination is a powerful emotional amplifier. The second phrase is a hidden compliment. Most compliments fail because they are predictable. Attractive women hear the same praise. Repeatedly, it becomes background noise. But a compliment rooted in observation cuts through that noise. It shows attention. It signals emotional intelligence. It says you are listening with intention. Instead of praising appearance, acknowledge character or behavior. Say the way you explained that was clear and thoughtful. Or you have a calm way of making people comfortable. These statements feel personal because they are earned through listening. She feels seen rather than judged. Specific compliments create stronger emotional impact than general praise. They activate appreciation rather than suspicion. Generic flattery feels transactional. Observational praise feels genuine. When she senses authenticity, her nervous system relaxes. Safety increases attraction. Safety invites openness. Deliver the compliment gently. Maintain soft eye contact. Then continue the conversation without waiting for approval. The goal is not applause. The goal is emotional resonance. Inside her mind, surprise appears first, then appreciation. Those emotions attach to you subconsciously. An advanced version combines recognition and gratitude. For example, notice how she includes others in conversation. Acknowledge it quietly. Most people never hear praise for social awareness. When they do, it lands deeply. It reinforces identity. Identity-based compliments linger longer than appearance-based ones. Watch her reactions. If she withdraws, you move too quickly, adjust. Timing matters. Early conversations require balance. A compliment should feel like a natural observation, not a spotlight. Attraction grows best in comfortable light, not intense focus. The third phrase introduces intrigue by revealing something unexpected about yourself. A small flaw, a rare opinion, a harmless vulnerability. This signals confidence. Only secure people admit imperfections calmly. That contrast draws attention. It breaks predictable patterns. When expectations are gently challenged, curiosity returns. She wants to understand you. Mystery does not come from silence. It comes from selective honesty. Share something slightly uncommon, then let the topic breathe. She will explore it naturally. These three phrases are tools, not disguises. Never use them to pretend. Use them to express your real personality more clearly. Authenticity is the foundation. Without it, techniques collapse. With it, they enhance connection instead of replacing it. As you practice, you will notice subtle shifts. Women lean closer, questions deepen. Laughter arrives faster. These are signs of emotional engagement. Engagement is the doorway to attraction. It cannot be forced. It can only be invited. Confidence grows from repetition. Each successful interaction reinforces calmness. Calmness makes your voice steady. A steady voice communicates security. Security is attractive because it feels safe. Safety allows chemistry to develop without resistance. Remember, this is not about memorizing scripts. It is about understanding emotional mechanics. When you understand why something works, you adapt it naturally. Conversations stop feeling like tests. They become exchanges of energy. If you remember only one lesson, let it be this. Words shape emotional experience more than status ever will. A man with presence and thoughtful speech often outshines wealth or appearance. Emotional intelligence leaves a stronger imprint than external markers. There is another subtle move that shifts conversational power. When asked a personal question, gently turn it back with curiosity, not defensively. Playfully ask, "What do you think?" This invites her imagination into the exchange. Most conversations follow interview patterns. Question, answer, question, answer. That rhythm feels flat. Reversing the flow introduces unpredictability. Unpredictability awakens attention. She begins investing effort into the interaction. When she guesses your answer, she reveals her thinking. You learn about her values indirectly. The conversation becomes collaborative instead of performative. Energy rises. Playfulness appears. Attraction often hides inside playful tension. Pause before responding. A brief silence adds weight. Then smile lightly as she speaks. These micro-expressions communicate confidence without words. Non-verbal cues often carry more meaning than sentences. Do not overuse the reversal. Reserve it for meaningful questions. Overuse creates distance. Balance keeps it charming. Every technique loses power when repeated mechanically. The deeper principle here is emotional leadership. You are shaping rhythm, not controlling outcome. Leadership in conversation means guiding energy gently. It means staying relaxed while inviting engagement. Everything you learned here extends beyond dating. These skills improve friendships, work, interactions, and social presence. They cultivate awareness. Awareness makes communication intentional instead of reactive. Knowledge alone changes nothing. Application changes everything. Choose one phrase this week. Use it naturally. Observe the reaction. Reflection strengthens skill faster than theory ever will. Pay attention to your internal state. Calm thoughts produce calm speech. Rushed thoughts produce tension. Attraction mirrors emotional atmosphere. Create the atmosphere you want her to feel. As you continue practicing, conversations will feel smoother. Silence will feel lighter. You will stop chasing approval and start enjoying exchange. Enjoyment is magnetic. People gravitate toward those who enjoy their own presence. Attraction is rarely loud. It grows quietly through repeated moments of emotional comfort and curiosity. These phrases simply open the door. Your authenticity keeps it open. Stay patient with yourself. Mastery develops gradually. Each interaction is feedback, not judgment. Learn, adjust, continue. Social skill is a living process. In the end, strong connection comes from clarity, honesty, and emotional awareness. Techniques are guides. Character is the anchor. When both align, attraction follows naturally. Carry these ideas lightly. Speak with intention. Listen with attention. Let conversations unfold instead of forcing them. When presence replaces performance, people feel it instantly. And that feeling is what draws them closer.